BiomedRx Optimum Woman is the only woman's high-potency full-spectrum multiple vitamin supplement to contain 56 nutrients, including those most important for today's woman, such as calcium for bone health, iron for healthy red blood cells, beta-carotene, biotin for nail and hair health, gamma-linoleic acid from evening primrose oil, octasanol, grapeseed extract, a potent antioxidant important for maintaining capillary strength, and vegetarian digestive enzymes. Visit www.biomedrxsupplements.com.
Gold label quality BiomedRx CBD oil is made from organic hemp that is locally grown, glyphosate-free, gluten-free, non-GMO, homogenized, third-party tested, and CO2 extracted. Visit www.biomedrxcbd.com.
Hi, this is Devin Lockett, the president of Job Site Route. As the son of a general contractor, I know how difficult it can be to get good food on the job site. And letting your construction workers leave the job site to buy lunch just takes valuable time away from them being on the site. I've developed an app and a program that will bring a steady stream of food trucks to your job sites every month for the low price of only $100 per month per site. That comes up to about $3 per day to have a steady stream of food trucks coming to your job sites all day, every working day. You can also contact the food trucks ahead of time and pre-order your food from the menu on our app. This saves valuable time for your construction workers and for you. It also sends a variety of delicious food served on Southern California food trucks to your job sites all day. When you think about it, it only makes sense to join the Job Site Route Network. All right, everybody, how you doing? Hello, good afternoon. Hope everybody is having a great day and a great week. Let me get a little bit more light in here. Let me check my levels as well, make sure my microphone is going. All right. Now, before we get into things, I want to discuss what I've been doing. I've been doing peak performance neurofeedback. I'm training my brain in the gamma zone, all right, the gamma frequency zone. And gamma is 30 hertz and above. So let's go over the brainwave states. We're going to go over delta, which is deep sleep, 0 to 5 hertz. Around 7 hertz is theta. Theta is REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep, or what we would call your subconscious mind, or the wherever your repressed memories or repressed emotions might be. That's in the theta zone. Okay, the target frequency, the target state for hypnotherapy is the alpha theta state. It's when you are in alpha and thinking, being relaxed and awake, as well as theta, which is rapid eye movement sleep, REM sleep. Okay, then above theta would be alpha, and the alpha state is where I am right now, or where most of us would be, which is being awake yet still relaxed. Above alpha would be beta, around 20 hertz. Beta is the state you're in, say, when you're listening to a speech, when you're learning, but you're passively learning. And high beta, which is around 25 hertz, is the frequency zone that you would be in, say, when you're concentrating on how to solve a math problem. Above that, we would find gamma. Gamma is the super high frequency that some say that you would reach at the moment of biting into an apple, because of the combination of sensations, the combination of sights, touch, smell, taste, all of your senses hitting you at once when you're chewing on an apple, that during a very, very brief period of time you would reach the gamma state. All right, it's not easy to maintain a gamma state. However, the gamma state is where I train right now. I train at a very high frequency in neurofeedback, and the gamma state is where I train specifically for the purpose of being able to produce more neural pathways and to be able to access that gamma state at will, more frequently or at will. This is called the flow state, also known as the zone. The zone, right? When your mind is going very, very fast and your body has the opposite reaction. On all of the lower frequencies, the higher you train, the higher frequency you train your brain. Let me get my son's logo out of here. The higher frequency with which you train your brain, there is a corresponding raise in cortical arousal, especially of the neocortex. Well, and physical tension. With the exception of gamma. When you get to 30 hertz and above, the body kind of slows down and the brain goes super fast, right? Now, training into the gamma state, it makes it easier for you to access all of the frequencies below. It gives you a great sense of focus and clarity, great sense of mental stamina. It definitely improves the quality of your sleep. It improves the quality of your thinking, and it improves the quality of your life. It really does. It really does. But training in high gamma, especially where I'm training right now in 50 hertz, it takes a while to reach, okay? It's not something that you can do. Like I say, don't do this at home, because in order to provoke a shift, in order to train your brain at such a high frequency without having the skin crawling feeling or a lot of the other negative effects, you have to work your way up very, very gradually. You have to work your way up in increments of 0.25 hertz. And you should probably take at least a week or two to shift at those higher frequencies before you step to a higher frequency than that. So to go from 40 hertz to 50 hertz, which is the exact highest, which is the highest frequency that
you're able to train at using Signet software, it takes a long time. It actually took me several months to be able to get up to train at 50 hertz. The protocol that I'm training today is what we call front to back, which is occipital lobe. And today I'm going a little bit low on the parietal lobe. I'm going to the parietal, frontal lobe to the parietal occipital junction. Okay? And I have my own reasons for that. That's a very satisfying location in the back of the head to train the brain. But what I want to discuss, we're going to look at some videos and talk about the different brainwave states and that talk about super meditators, because people who meditate, professional meditators, monks of various religious sects, for example, they master being in the gamma state. Okay, it takes years and years and years of practice in meditation to be able to get your mind to the gamma state. Well, neurofeedback is my form of meditation. I do neurofeedback on a daily basis when I can, right? Of course, because I am a businessman and I have a lot of things to do. And sometimes my schedule doesn't afford me an hour to sit down and do brain training, unfortunately. But when I'm lucky enough to do it, on days like today, I train my brain. And that's my meditation, okay? Now, I could train myself for years and years and years and hopefully get the right technique of meditation so that I can reach that gamma state, or I can simply hook my brain up to my encephalograph amplifier here, my NeuroAmp 2, and train my brain to synchronize at 50 hertz, which is what I'm doing today. Okay, now I'm going to add another component. This is going to be very interesting. If you've seen the thumbnail, I'm sure you know that I am going to be taking monatomic gold. That's right. This is Ethereum gold for the focused brain. As you see, Harmonic Enterprises. It's a dietary, you see, promotes brain function. Okay. Natural monatomic minerals. Okay. This is Ethereum gold. Right. And there are a lot of things. I have videos on the BiomedRx TV channel that explain about monatomic gold and its effect on the brain. It affects the brain in some pretty profound ways. Monatomic gold definitely has a vibrational effect on the brain, and it also encourages the two hemispheres of your brain to work more cohesively, more together, right? More in harmony with each other, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm using the two channels of this NeuroAmp, of this EEG amplifier, to synchronize the two hemispheres of my brain to work in harmony with each other. So today, I'm going to start my neurofeedback session, right? Normal gamma synchrony session at 50 hertz here on Signet. And then in the beginning of my session, I'm going to take one of these monatomic gold capsules and open it, and I'm going to dump the monatomic gold under my tongue. Yes, I am. And while I'm doing this, whilst I'm doing neurofeedback, you are going to see the change as the monatomic gold kicks in. You're going to see the change in how my brain waves are affected during the period of time when the monatomic gold starts to work. You're going to be able to see it kick in. You're going to be able to see it kick in on my brain waves. Okay? So that's what I'm showing you today. You get to see an insider view of my brain in motion, and you get to see my brainwave activity respond to taking monatomic gold in real time. All right? So I'm going to begin my session not on monatomic gold, and then during the session, I'm going to break open this capsule of monatomic gold, and I'm going to put it under my tongue. And then I'm going to be on neurofeedback for an hour, and you'll be able to watch the monatomic gold kick in. You'll be able to watch my brain waves on the neurofeedback, and you'll be able to see you'll be able to see my brain waves you'll be able to see my brain waves change in real time, right? You'll be able to see, yeah. Not quite sure what's going on here, but anyway. You'll be able to see my brain waves change in real time, okay? You'll be able to see the adjustment happen. And it's always when I get ready to do treatment or therapy that I get people coming into the door. But here goes, okay? So now we're going to go to Signet. Bear with me, people, because this takes a little bit of setting up, right? In fact, while Signet is getting started, we are going to transfer over to another scene, and I want to show you a couple of videos here. All right, here we go. All right.
Whether you're in a deep sleep, taking a test, or watching a YouTube video, your brain is abuzz with activity. There are millions of electrical pulses passing between neurons that are sending messages to each other. When those signals spread, clusters of neurons start getting feedback from others, and networks of cells synchronize their firing. It becomes a repeating cycle rhythm, a brainwave, or as neuroscientists call them, neural oscillations. That organized electrical activity is strong enough to be detected by electrodes on the scalp with a technique called electroencephalography, or EEG. And that's allowed us to study brainwaves to try to make sense of the brain. While things are still pretty mysterious, lately we've been making strides to link brainwaves to things like consciousness, memory, and maybe even certain diseases. Now, brainwaves aren't one size fits all. There are actually lots of different electrical patterns defined by their frequency. They're measured in cycles, or the number of times the neurons are firing per second. Brainwaves also vary in amplitude, with lower amplitudes as they speed up. There are 5 main types, and there's no hard and fast rules about their functions. But generally, the higher frequency the wave, the more alert and awake you are. So the slowest of these 5 waves, which are of relatively high amplitude, are delta waves. They're typically linked with deep sleep. Slightly faster are theta waves, which are often associated with daydreaming or meditation. The next step up are alpha waves. These are common when you're awake, but relaxed, like when you still have your eyes closed. Beta waves are even higher frequency and lower amplitude, and seem to happen when you're awake and thinking about something. The smallest, fastest oscillations are gamma waves. They tend to be around when you're deeply focused on something. Now, even though we talk about beta waves when you're in class, or delta waves when you're sleeping, for simplicity's sake, the reality is that your brain is abuzz with all different frequencies of waves. It's just that certain ones are more dominant at any given moment, depending on what you're doing and how you're feeling. If you're chilling at the pool and sometimes closing your eyes to bask in the sun, you probably have a lot of alpha and theta going on. But there's still some beta waves in the background. It's not like your brain has the exact same wave frequencies throughout the whole thing. If you look at the readings from individual electrodes on an EEG, you can see that different regions of the brain are more commonly linked with certain waves. Alpha waves, for instance, are usually strongest at the back of the brain in the occipital lobe, which handles vision. One of the amazing things about brain waves is that these common frequencies are remarkably similar across different species, like cats, bats, and us. But at the same time, they might be very different between individuals. Some neuroscientists have even proposed that a snapshot of all the waves going on in a brain could be used to identify a person, like a fingerprint. So in some ways, measuring brain waves could be very powerful. Like, I can probably guess the moment you open your eyes just by looking at when your alpha waves drop off. Kind of freaky. And doctors have successfully used EEGs to diagnose people with epilepsy. Brainwaves punctuated with spikes are telltale signs of a seizure. We still don't fully understand why we have these rhythms in the first place. One popular idea is that the synchronized firing allows neurons to better communicate with one another. Recent work even suggests that the use of different brainwaves helps us learn. Researchers gave monkeys a test where they had to learn to associate pairs of images through trial and error. They found that when the animals got an answer right and received a reward, their brains seemed to be using beta waves to communicate to the hippocampus, the brain's memory center. When the monkeys got the answer wrong, theta waves dominated. So, beta waves might be a way of reinforcing neural connections to improve memory, while theta waves are a way of saying to the brain, hey, oops, forget that. Gamma waves are especially interesting to neurobiologists too, because people with Alzheimer's don't seem to use them as much. In fact, in experiments with mice, restoring gamma waves reduced the amount of beta amyloid, the plaque protein associated with the disease. The researchers genetically modified mouse neurons so they would respond to light, and then flashed pulses at a gamma wave frequency for an hour a day for a week. The animals that received this treatment had half as many plaques in their visual cortex compared to controls. The team thinks that gamma activity somehow makes immune cells in the brain better at gobbling up the plaques, and also changes how the protein is processed, leading to less plaque in the first place. Scientists aren't sure why gamma waves would do this, but their work suggests brainwaves can actually change the biology of the brain, and this could be huge. If you could figure out how to trigger gamma waves in people, they could be used as a treatment. But we really have no idea how to do that yet in humans, and of course, we don't know if it would actually work. Still, even if we don't totally get why they exist or how they work, it's clear that brainwaves are pretty important. Understanding the electrical activity is just as important as understanding the chemical processes when unraveling the mysteries of how our brains tick. Thanks for watching this episode of SciShow Psych, which was brought to you by our patrons on Patreon. If you'd like to help us make more episodes like this,
All right, and this is the next video that I would like you guys to watch. Fair use, fair use.
My co-author of the book Altered Traits is a neuroscientist, Richard Davidson. He has a lab at the University of Wisconsin. It's a very large lab. He has dedicated scanners. He has about 100 people working there. And he was able to do some remarkable research where he flew Olympic-level meditators who live in Nepal or India, typically, or some in France. He flew them over to the lab and put them through a protocol in his brain scanners and did state-of-the-art tests, and the results were just astounding. We found, for example, or he found, that their brainwaves are really different. Perhaps the most remarkable finding in the Olympic-level meditators has to do with what's called a gamma wave. All of us get gamma for a very short period when we solve a problem we've been grappling with, even if it's something that's vexed us for months. We get about a half second of gamma. It's the strongest wave in the EEG spectrum. We get it when we bite into an apple or imagine biting into an apple. And for a brief period, a split second, inputs from taste, sound, smell, vision, all of that come together in that imagined bite into the apple. But that lasts very, very short period in an ordinary EEG. What was stunning was that the Olympic-level meditators, these are people who've done up to 62,000 lifetime hours of meditation, their brainwave shows gamma very strong all the time as a lasting trait, just no matter what they're doing. It's not a state effect, it's not during their meditation alone, but it's just their everyday state of mind. We actually have no idea what that means experientially. Science has never seen it before. We also find that in these Olympic-level meditators, when we ask them, for example, to do a meditation on compassion, their level of gamma jumps 700 to 800% in a few seconds. This has also never been seen by science. So we have to assume that the special state of consciousness that you see in the highest level meditators is a lot like something described in the classical meditation literature centuries ago, which is that there is a state of being which is not like our ordinary state. You know, sometimes it's called liberation, enlightenment, awake, whatever the word may be. We suspect there's really no vocabulary that captures what that might be. The people that we've talked to in this Olympic level group say it's a very spacious sense. You're wide open. You're prepared for whatever may come. We just don't know, but we do know it's quite remarkable.
Yes, it is. The gamma state is quite remarkable, and training yourself in the gamma state is quite remarkable. It really is. It really is. So here we are. I'm going to go ahead and transfer over to the next window here. Yeah, we're going to transfer back. Thank you. Okay, and now we're going to reintroduce Signet as well as Synchrony. All right, so now we're going to do the training. Now we're going to do the therapy here. Okay, so you can see on the bottom of the screen, I've got Signet. You can slide Signet up to 40 hertz. Well, first let's select myself as the client. But you have to use the arrow here to inch it up to 50 hertz. This is the highest frequency. Now, of course, 30 hertz and above is the gamma frequency that the gentleman on the video was talking about. 40 hertz is pretty high gamma. 50 hertz is the highest that you can train at in this software, in the Signet software package. Okay. Now I'm going to choose my favorite. Set the timer for 1 hour. And start. Now, I'm going to turn my microphone off, okay, so that you can just hear the background, and then I'm going to start studying. Now, you can see here, okay, now we're beginning. You can see my brainwave activity, right? And I'm going to take this pill. I'm going to take this monatomic gold under the tongue. And then you'll be able to watch my brainwave activity respond. It'll take about 20 minutes. Now I can feel the monatomic gold beginning to kick in, and you can hear the gongs happening more frequently, which means that the hemispheres of my brain are working in synchrony with each other.
Gold label quality BiomedRx CBD oil is made from organic hemp that is locally grown, glyphosate-free, gluten-free, non-GMO, homogenized, third-party tested, and CO2 extracted. Visit www.biomedrxcbd.com.
BiomedRx Optimum Woman is the only woman's high-potency full-spectrum multiple vitamin supplement to contain 56 nutrients, including those most important for today's woman, such as calcium for bone health, iron for healthy red blood cells, beta-carotene, biotin for nail and hair health, gamma-linoleic acid from evening primrose oil, octosanol, grapeseed extract, a potent antioxidant important for maintaining capillary strength, and vegetarian digestive enzymes. Visit www.biomedrxsupplements.com.